why are people still making the argument that there are good and bad people on this side, there are good and bad people on that side, there are high character moral people and there are evil people that are, black or white, or like there's this same, like, like, why is we do that? Because that it people have been making these fluffy analogies for years and years, and they don't get anywhere. Even the elect can be fooled, deceived. Even the most like honorable person can succumb to like, they can be slowly like boiling a frog, where they bite off more than they can chew until they're gatekeeping entirely. You're only safe from deception and falling to lies and deceit when you're dead. The smartest person in the world, like, they can use their intelligence to argue themselves away from God, right? But so what does it do to say, like, well, like, God is love, love is love? Like, what is, like, why are you doing this for, since it's like forever? What would it look like if you had a leader who had broken out of the two party paradigm, or like the left right paradigm? What would that even look like? First, they would probably go through that person's life and drag every detail back to when you were like in 12 years old, to discredit you, when you could probably remember something you did last week that was appealed to your lower self, not your higher self. So we could say, like, oh, because it's important, because we're picking a leader, that we have to be right. Well, then you should probably let someone else choose. What if their preferences goes against mine? And, you know what I mean? Like, well, what if they changed their mind at some point in time, and they used to have your preferences, and now they're against all of your preferences, coming from the standpoint of somebody who's seen the error in their ways or something like that? They would be like, well, if you do that, the fabric of society will dissolve. Like, it'll be chaos and anarchy. It's all, like, that's why I don't think we're ever going to get unstuck. Like, there's always, like, just one high-minded moral zinger, make America great again. Even though you can see that that's just a high-minded moral zinger. Like, why would you have to run and fuck with it and take it away from the guy and everything? You can't use it. Like, I hate that. Like, yeah, you're just making him more powerful. So you can be pearl clutching in the left-right paradigm and trying to tear down anybody who's outside of it, when you're only, like, a progressive is down here, right? A conservative is just like a little bit above them, because they just recognize the things that they, like, I used to be a progressive. Now you would say, like, oh, he's more conservative. I'm not just more conservative. I'm out of the left-right paradigm now. But you still call me just a little bit more conservative. I'm not running for any leadership positions, so nobody's threatened. So they're not doing anything to me, really, except shadow banning or whatever, because it's supposed to be harder to get shadow banned than it is to blow up and be a successful channel. And somehow I'm, like, accomplishing that, like, but I don't reach into the jaws of victory and snatch defeat, you know. That's what all these channels, a lot of other channels that do, that have lots of subscribers. And so do you say that this is an echo chamber or that's an echo chamber? Because I don't have that many subscribers, but they have a million subscribers. But it's a million people who want to hear what they already think, rightfully. Because if I change my mind and then my preferences goes against that, then I'm trying to upset your paradigm. Yes, I am. Like, so, because that, like, but because that and you were running. See, like, if it's that alone, nobody's really worried about you. But if you start trying to garner some leadership role, power, position, then it's nitpicking you down to the fucking toddler, down to when you're a toddler and you made your first decision. Now, I just said that you can change your preferences and you can change your paradigm, and that's the whole thing that gets. So you're stuck, because if anybody breaks out, then, you know, if anybody breaks out, then you have to find their faults. But you have plenty of faults since yesterday, so. Something about, I don't seek power. I never sought control. I never seek control. Maybe at some point in time you're stupid if you think you don't require some power or some to exert your influence in some way. But it seems like everybody attracted to the control paradigm, even if you're not a molester, you're some kind of gatekeeper, because you just recognize that you're just changing your paradigm right now. And so it seems like society is stuck in this loop, or this quicksand of like being like, since I'm alive for 45 years, it seems like 45 years people have been just dabbling and just like making statements like trying to support you at all costs, you know, to make an ally out of you. And then I would say, like, you know, well, there's good and bad people of every race. Did you know that? Did you know there was good and bad people in every race? I mean, there's not really that many good progressives, but there's good and bad conservatives. How about people who break out of the left and right paradigm? Do you count how many good and bad people there is there? All you know is that they have a set of preferences that might upset yours and turn them over, and like a plow, you know, to plant a different seed there, which is the whole point, is try to get you to think more like me. What's wrong with that? Once you find out what I'm doing, you'll be like, okay,